Those who are marked by divine favor are those who believe beyond what is reasonable. They stand firm when others waver. They declare victory when defeat seems imminent. They do not shrink back in the face of adversity because they know that favor responds to faith, not fear. When faith is strong, it produces confidence, not in one's own ability, but in divine ability. It allows a person to walk into unfamiliar territory with boldness, knowing that every step is ordered. Faith activates opportunities that logic cannot explain. It opens doors that no man can shut. It releases supernatural provision in times of lack and divine protection in times of danger. But faith is not passive. It is a force that requires action. Those who receive divine favor are those who dare to move forward when others hesitate. They trust when others doubt. They keep pressing forward when circumstances suggest retreat. And because of that unwavering faith, they become vessels for divine miracles. Proof that favor follows those who refuse to walk by sight but instead walk by faith. Obedience is the evidence of trust and the key that unlocks extraordinary favor. Throughout history, those who walked in divine favor were not necessarily the most talented, the most educated, or the most powerful. They were the ones who listened, followed, and obeyed without hesitation. They understood that obedience is not just about following rules. It is about alignment with a greater purpose, a higher calling, and a divine plan that surpasses human understanding. When a person walks in obedience, they position themselves under the covering of divine authority. Obedience brings clarity in times of confusion, direction in times of uncertainty, and peace in times of turmoil. It does not always make sense, and it is rarely convenient. It often requires sacrifice, patience, and trust in the unseen. But those who walk in obedience know that favor is not found in comfort, it is found in surrender. The path of divine favor is paved with moments of obedience. Sometimes it means leaving what is familiar to step into the unknown. Other times it means standing firm when compromise seems easier. It may require forgiving when the heart wants to hold onto offense, or giving when it feels like there is not enough. But every act of obedience releases supernatural intervention, setting a person apart as one who is chosen, one who is favored, and one who carries the mark of divine approval. Faith is the currency of divine favor. It is not just believing in what is seen, but trusting in what has been promised. Those who walk in divine favor are not those who merely acknowledge a higher power. They are the ones who live with a bold and unshakable confidence in the unseen. Faith is what separates those who wait for miracles from those who walk in them. It is what moves mountains, shifts circumstances, and unlocks doors that seem impossible to open. Faith is not passive, it is active. It does not sit idly by, hoping for change. It steps forward when logic says to wait. It speaks life when everything around seems to be fading. It builds when resources seem scarce. It presses on when the odds appear insurmountable. Faith is not about feelings, it is about conviction. It is standing on the promises that have been spoken even when everything in the natural world contradicts them. Those who are marked by divine favor understand that faith is not about playing it safe. It is about stepping out, even when the ground is uncertain. It is about speaking things into existence, even when there is no physical evidence to support them. It is about trusting the process, knowing that every challenge, every delay, and every setback is only a setup for something greater. Faith is not about seeing the whole picture. It is about moving forward with confidence, knowing that what is unseen is more real than what is seen. Those who live by faith do not just experience favor, they become carriers of it, walking testimonies of what happens when belief turns into action. Divine favor is not about comfort, it is about purpose. It does not mean a life free of struggles, but a life full of meaning. Those who carry divine favor understand that every challenge, every trial, and every obstacle is not a sign of abandonment, but a sign of preparation. Favor comes with responsibility, and responsibility comes with tests. A person chosen for greatness cannot expect an ordinary path. The favored individual does not complain in difficulty. They recognize the process. They do not resist growth. They embrace transformation. The journey is not meant to be easy, but it is meant to be victorious. Every delay refines character, every setback builds endurance, and every test increases wisdom. The fire does not come to destroy, but to purify. The weight of favor is heavy, but those who carry it are strengthened by the one who gave it. Some may wonder why favor is upon one person and not another. But favor is not about favoritism. It is about faithfulness. It is not given to those who seek shortcuts, but to those who endure the process. Many want the reward, but few are willing to embrace the refining. Many desire the blessing, but few are prepared for the burden that comes with it. Favor requires stewardship. It requires discipline. It requires commitment. The person who walks in divine favor is not moved by opinions, not shaken by opposition, and not discouraged by circumstances. They understand that their destiny is not determined by external conditions, but by divine design. They stand firm, not because they are strong, but because they are supported by something greater than themselves. They keep moving forward, not because they see the full picture, but because they trust the one who does. Divine favor is never about self-glory. It is always about service. The one who is favored is not chosen to sit in comfort, but to stand in the gap, to be a vessel through which divine will is accomplished. Favor is not given for personal gain, but for a higher purpose. It is a responsibility, not just a reward. Those who are truly favored understand that their lives are not their own. They are instruments in the hands of the Almighty, called to impact others and bring transformation to the world around them. When a person walks in divine favor, they realize that they are blessed to be a blessing. They do not hoard what they have been given, they distribute it. They do not seek to be served. They do not desire titles, they embrace function. True favor produces humility, not arrogance, because those who understand it know that it is not by their power, their wisdom, or their ability that they have been chosen. It is by divine will. Some may see the favor upon a person's life and envy them, thinking it is about recognition or prosperity. But favor comes with battles that others do not see. It brings tests that others do not endure. It demands sacrifices that others are unwilling to make. The favored person does not seek attention, they seek obedience. They do not chase after the spotlight, they walk in the path set before them, knowing that their assignment is greater than their personal ambition. Favor will take a person to places they never imagined, but it will also require them to let go of things they once held dear. It will demand separation from certain people, release from certain comforts, and surrender of certain plans. But those who understand their calling embrace this process with joy, knowing that their purpose is not just about their own destiny, it is about fulfilling a divine mandate that impacts generations to come. Favor is not about external appearance. It is about internal alignment. Many seek favor by trying to impress people, by working to be accepted, by striving to fit into certain circles. But divine favor is not granted based on social status, personal achievements, or human validation. It is not something that can be manipulated or earned through worldly means. Favor is given to those whose hearts are fully aligned with divine purpose. When a person's heart is in the right place, favor follows them. They don't have to chase after opportunities, opportunities chase after them. They don't have to fight for recognition, their works speak for them. They don't have to beg for doors to open, doors unlock at the right time, because they are walking in alignment with a higher plan. True favor is not about material possessions, fame, or influence. It is about carrying the presence and authority that shifts atmospheres, breaks limitations, and transforms lives. Those who are favored understand that their greatest treasure is not what they have, but who they carry within them. They walk with confidence, not in themselves, but in the one who has chosen them. When favor rests upon a person, they become a light in dark places. Their presence commands attention, not because they seek it, but because divine purpose is evident in their lives. They attract opportunities, not because they demand them, but because they have been positioned for them. Their success is not about personal ambition. It is about fulfilling an assignment greater than themselves. Favor does not make a person perfect. It makes them purposeful. It does not exempt them from challenges. It strengthens them to overcome. It does not remove obstacles. It gives them the wisdom and resilience to navigate through them. And when others wonder why they keep rising despite opposition, why they keep succeeding despite resistance, it is because favor cannot be stopped. It is divinely appointed and it accomplishes what it was sent to do. Favor is not a coincidence. It is intentional. It is not random luck or chance. It is a divine strategy. When someone walks in favor, they do not move aimlessly. They are led with purpose. Every step they take is ordered, every connection they make is orchestrated, and every opportunity they encounter has been predestined. Favor is the assurance that no matter what obstacles arise, nothing can stop what has already been set in motion. When someone is favored, they do not waste time trying to prove themselves to people who do not understand their calling. They do not lower themselves to fit into places where they were never meant to be. They do not beg for acceptance from those who cannot recognize the value they carry. Favor allows them to move with confidence, knowing that their worth is not defined by human validation but by divine selection. A person who carries favor does not panic when things do not go according to plan. They understand that delays are not denials and that closed doors are often divine redirections. They do not complain when others get ahead because they know that their time is coming. They do not allow discouragement to settle in because they trust the process and believe that what has been spoken over their lives will surely come to pass. Favor makes a person unstoppable. It causes them to thrive in environments where others struggle. It elevates them in places where they were once overlooked. It grants them wisdom beyond their years, influence beyond their qualifications, and access beyond their connections. Favor is a force that cannot be ignored, a presence that cannot be denied, and a power that cannot be explained by human reasoning. When a person truly understands favor, they stop chasing after things and start positioning themselves in alignment with purpose. They do not run after opportunities. They prepare themselves so that when opportunities come, they are ready. They do not force doors to open. They develop the character, discipline, and mindset required to walk through the doors that will open at the appointed time. Favor is not about striving. It is about surrendering to the process and trusting that every step, every season, and every challenge is working together for a greater purpose. When someone is truly favored, they do not operate from a mindset of scarcity or fear. They understand that their source is unlimited, that their supply is not controlled by human hands, and that their provision is not dependent on circumstances. Favor means walking with the confidence that every need will be met, every resource will be provided, and every challenge will be turned into an opportunity for greater impact. A person who carries divine favor does not envy others, because they know that what is meant for them cannot be taken by anyone else. They celebrate the success of others, knowing that their own success is already secured. They do not waste time comparing, competing, or trying to impress. Instead, they focus on growing, developing, and becoming the best version of themselves, knowing that when the time is right, what belongs to them will come effortlessly. Favor gives a person the ability to stand strong in the face of adversity. It does not mean they will not face challenges. It means that challenges will not define them. It does not mean they will not encounter setbacks. It means that setbacks will become setups for greater breakthroughs. When opposition arises, favor ensures that even what was meant for harm is turned around for good. The favored person does not collapse under pressure because they know that every struggle is preparing them for a new level of greatness. They do not walk around with an attitude of entitlement, expecting things to be handed to them. Instead, they walk in gratitude, understanding that favor is not just about receiving blessings, but about becoming a blessing to others. They use their position, influence, and resources to uplift those around them, knowing that true favor is never selfish. It is always meant to be shared. Those who are favored move differently. They speak with authority, they act with integrity, and they serve with humility. They understand that favor is not just about achieving personal success. It is about fulfilling a greater purpose. It is about leaving a lasting impact, making a difference, and ensuring that their lives reflect the excellence, wisdom, and love that they have received. Favor is not just a gift, it is a responsibility. And those who carry it understand that they are not just chosen for themselves, but for something far greater than they could ever imagine. A person who walks in divine favor understands the power of alignment. They do not waste their time chasing after things that do not fit their purpose. Instead, they seek wisdom to align themselves with the principles that govern success, abundance, and impact. They recognize that favor is not random. It follows obedience, discipline, and a commitment to truth. When you are truly favored, doors open that no man can shut. But favor does not mean you sit back and wait for things to happen. It means you prepare yourself for the opportunities that are coming. It means you sharpen your skills, develop your mind, and position yourself for the moments when favor brings you into the right place at the right time. Favor may open the door, but it is your preparation that allows you to step through it with confidence. People who carry divine favor are not easily distracted. They are not moved by every opinion, nor do they allow negativity to steal their focus. They know that distractions are the enemy of destiny, so they guard their time, they protect their energy, and they invest in what truly matters. They do not waste their strength fighting unnecessary battles because they understand that not every battle is theirs to fight. Instead, they walk with the assurance that when they stay aligned, favor will go before them, making the path clear and the journey successful. Being favored does not mean avoiding challenges. It means overcoming them. It means understanding that every obstacle is an opportunity to prove that favor is working in your life. It means trusting that even when things do not go as planned, there is a greater plan at work. A favored person does not panic in difficult seasons because they know that delay is not denial. They hold on to faith, knowing that what is for them will come at the appointed time in the appointed way. When you walk in divine favor, you do not chase after blessings. Blessings chase after you. You do not have to manipulate, beg, or struggle for opportunities. When you align yourself with purpose, favor ensures that what belongs to you cannot be taken by another. It orchestrates connections, it arranges divine appointments, and it positions you for the breakthroughs that are already assigned to your name. Favor is not just about where you are, it is about where you are going. And when you embrace it fully, you will walk into places you never imagined, do things you never thought possible, and become more than you ever dreamed. A person who walks in divine favor understands that their purpose is not just about them, it is about impact. Favor is not given for selfish gain, it's given to be a blessing to others. When you are favored, you are called to lift others, to inspire, and to make a difference in the world around you. The favor on your life is an assignment, a responsibility to be a vessel of transformation. You must recognize that favor comes with expectation. It is not a free pass to live without accountability. It demands that you operate with integrity, wisdom, and humility. Those who are truly favored do not boast in themselves, but acknowledge that everything they have is a result of divine positioning. They remain humble, knowing that favor is sustained through obedience and faithfulness. When you are favored, you must also be prepared for opposition. Favor does not exempt you from challenges, it attracts them. But the opposition is only confirmation that you are on the right path. It is proof that you are carrying something valuable. Favor may bring battles, but it also brings victory. No weapon formed against a favored person can prosper because their path is divinely orchestrated. A favored person does not shrink back in fear. They move boldly, knowing that they are equipped for every challenge ahead. They do not doubt their worth or question their place in the world. They walk with confidence, knowing that their steps are ordered. They refuse to settle for mediocrity because they understand that favor demands excellence. Ultimately, favor is not something you chase. It is something you attract by being who you were created to be. It is the result of a life lived in alignment with truth, purpose, and vision. When you embrace that, doors will open, opportunities will find you, and you will become a living testimony of what it means to be chosen, equipped, and empowered for greatness. When you walk in the confidence of divine favor, you no longer live as a victim of circumstance, you live as a person of destiny. You are not bound by limitations, fear, or doubt, because you understand that favor is not about where you come from, but where you are going. You no longer measure yourself by the opinions of people, but by the assignment on your life. You rise above adversity, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to prove the power that is within you. The world may not always recognize the favor on your life, but that does not change the reality of who you are. You are chosen, set apart, and positioned for impact. Your steps are ordered, your path is secured, and your future is filled with divine appointments waiting for your obedience. When you embrace this truth, you will no longer live in hesitation, but with boldness and certainty, knowing that nothing and no one can stop what has already been declared over your life. So move forward with courage, speak with authority, dream without limits, walk in the fullness of your purpose. Because when favor is on you, nothing can stand against you.